We are told her little demon spawn is perfect too, despite that it almost killed her. It grows and learns at an accelerated rate and is self-aware in the womb. It reads at a college level at 3 months of age and can also run and dance at that time. This means that it doesn't really need to be cared for or raised in any way. It's just wonderful right out of the box. Keep in mind that Meyer has 3 kids, all boys. So of course her avatar's baby girl is going to be this way. But remember the story of little Renesmee Bella Stephanie? Her impressionable teenage mother got one hell of a false impression about parenthood from Breaking Dawn. This shit is dangerous. And finally, as I briefly touched on earlier, Bella doesn't have to work on anything, or work for anything. Excuse me. It all gets handed to her on a silver platter. She doesn't suffer. She doesn't have to compromise. So here's a brief list demonstrating the total lack of conflict. For the sake of time, I will only cover the events of Breaking Dawn. The Cullens are stinking filthy rich, as I will cover in detail in the next installment. That means Bella never needs to go to college or get a job. She can if she wants to, but she doesn't want to. Her mother should have been unhappy with Bella for getting married early. After all, she married Charlie early and regretted it. There's no realistic way she would have been comfortable with her only baby girl making the same mistake, but she was totally fine with it. It's that whole Bella's so grown up thing we keep getting told. The oh-so-dangerous sex that should kill Bella doesn't. In fact, as far as she's concerned, the rougher he is with her, the better. Violent sex totally blows her mind, man. The demon baby should have also killed her, but instead Bella becomes the bestest, most graceful vampire of all time. The venom fixes all of her devastating injuries, including a broken spine and pelvis. It also makes her look like a freaking supermodel, and apparently makes her gain back all the weight that she lost due to the demon baby being a parasite and almost, killing her via emaciation. Meyerpires only have one weakness, fire. They can be torn apart and still survive. They can walk in sunlight, no problem. They have superpowers, super good looks, super speed and strength. There are really no downsides that I can see. Humans can't be set on fire and survive without injury either, usually. And Meyerpires don't need to sleep. Then of course there is the fact that they're immortal and never age. The Cullens give Bella a fairy tale cabin in the woods that she and Edward can have sex in all night long without needing to sleep. About it, she says that it's so perfect that she wouldn't be surprised if a unicorn walked along and started nibbling on some nearby bushes. She doesn't have to give up her human family when she becomes a Meyerpire. Charlie accepts it without question. The so-called love triangle is easily resolved when Jacob imprints on the newborn hellspawn, guaranteeing she can have him as a friend, and he will suffer no hard feelings at having lost Bella to Edward. Bella has little trouble mastering her superpowered love shield. There is no real conflict. Even the final confrontation with the Vulture Poultry is talked out before it can escalate into violence. No metaphorical blood is shed, and the only death is of a minor character whom no one genuinely cares for anyway. Alice and Jasper don't abandon the Cullens. Communism is a red herring. Rosalie is happy she finally got experience raising a child, even if it isn't her own. I could be mistaken, but I believe she no longer hates Bella because of this. The Antichrist will not rapid age to death in a decade or so, but will become immortal when it hits maturity at the ripe old age of 7. Everyone lives happily ever after. The end. No, really, the last line of Breaking Dawn is, and then we continued blissfully into this small but perfect piece of our forever. Don't you wish everything in your life worked out so well? And that, my friends, is the essence of wish fulfillment. So what's wrong with it? Well, nothing really, so long as you have a firm grip on what's real and what's not. But when you feel the desire to make fantasy into a reality, that's when it's unhealthy. When you feel The need to defend it like it's your religion, that's when it's unhealthy. When you dump your boyfriend because he isn't Edward, that's when it's unhealthy. And believe it or not, there are twihards out there who actually act like that.